Hey, this is Professor Fay with your anatomy lesson of the day. Today we've got the radius and the ulna to talk about. So first the radius. The radius has on its proximal end the head, which is this big circular part here. And then just inferior to the head, or just I should say distal to the head, we've got the radial tuberosity, this big bump of bone here. Then the end of the radius has the styloid process on it. So if you're going to try to tell if this bone's a right bone or a left bone, you put that radial tuberosity facing anteriorly and that styloid process right over by your thumb. And so you'd be able to figure out that this is a right bone. Then we've got the ulna. The ulna is a bone with a U in it. It's got its first letter there. So on one side of the U, we've got the olecranon process. That's your elbow. And then we've got that notch there that makes the U as the trochlear notch because it articulates with the trochlea, a bony landmark of the humerus. And then we've got the coronoid process, which articulates into the coronoid fossa of the humerus. Right on the side of the olecranon process and the coronoid process is this little notch here called the radial notch. So the head of the radius sits right in there, just like that. On the distal end of the ulna, we've got the styloid process. So if you're going to try to tell if this was a right or left bone, this notch is going to point towards the radius, so towards the thumb side of the forearm. And then the styloid process is going to point medially. So if I do that and put it on my arm, I should say my forearm, this is also a right bone. So then if I put them together, you can see that the head of the radius, again, just articulates this way. And then down at the distal end, the ulna and radius articulate together this way. And we've got our two forearm bones, both in this case from the right side of our body.